Guys, let's dig into it. I want to start by talking about queer math, or rather, queer math summer camp. Now, this is actually a premium article on my Substack, but it does have a free preview. And so I'm going to read through the content in the free preview because this is a real thing. There is a queer math summer camp that is going to be starting in a couple weeks. And shout out to Resolute Mama over on Twitter because she's the one that shared this amazing story with us about the queer math summer camp. And I just want to read you to some of the things that their website says. Who can apply? This program has been designed to provide a two-spirit LGBTQIA plus affirming space, even for those who may not be out to their families, friends, or communities as queer or transgender. And this is for students entering grades 9 through 12. So minors, and they don't have to be out to their parents. In fact, their parents may not even know they're applying to queer math summer camp. But oh, it gets better than that, guys. It does get better. Who's sponsoring this summer camp? The Queer Mathematics Teacher, Radical Pedagogy Institute, Teach About Women, and we are excited to announce that the Mathematical Association of America is in complete support of the Queer Math Summer Camp. In fact, they're in such support of it that they're hosting it on their website, the Mathematical Association of America. Now, you might think that if the Mathematical Association of America is sponsoring and supporting the Queer Math Summer Camp, you might think that that would mean that they would teach math at the Queer Math Summer Camp, right? That makes sense. But no, they quite literally say on their website that they do not teach math at the Queer Math Summer Camp. What math will we learn? That will be up to you. This is not a traditional camp or a school program. Our program is completely student generated. That means Paulo Freire, pedagogy of the oppressed. While we may provide a specific context, e.g., mathematics, queer representation in media, at various points throughout this program, students will be encouraged to pose whatever mathematical questions they find interesting related to that context, as well as other contexts that they generate themselves. For this reason, and here's the important part, there is no prescribed mathematical content that we will learn in this program. The mathematics we learn will depend entirely upon the questions that students choose to explore and the mathematics that might aid them in that exploration. We will never have required assignments or anything like a traditional school assignment. The goal of the program is to provide a space for mathematical play, discovery, and joy for the LGBTQ plus students and for them to engage with mathematics in the way they find interesting and comfortable. But they're definitely not grooming kids, guys. Just because it's a queer math summer camp in which they are not teaching math, that doesn't mean they're grooming kids. No, definitely not. But we could ask, what is the inspiration behind the camp? Our program taps into the LGBTQ plus folks, FOLX, natural propensity to explore alternative routes and ask questions that others may not. We believe that this is exactly the liberatory approach needed to radically transform how we view what counts as mathematics and what it means to be mathematical. They are quite literally telling you that queer people have their own math that only queer people know. Let me just read this part up at the top. I probably should have read it before. While LGBTQ plus identity is often relegated to the margins and ignored in subjects like math, I don't know why we have to talk about LGBTQ plus identity in math class, but the camp of mathematical queries was created to resist this normative view. Normative means what is normal in society. Our program was designed to illustrate the students' LGBTQ plus identities are powerful assets to be utilized in the nurturing of a positive mathematical identity. Our program honors the sentiments of Ocean Vuong, who said, "When I look at my life, I saw that queerness demanded an alternative innovation from me. I had to make alternative routes. It made me curious. It made me ask, is this enough for me?" They're quite literally saying that queer people have their own math. That's what they're arguing. And so I just wanted to let everyone know that Queer Math Summer Camp is a thing. It is a thing that is happening in July. Your kids can apply for it right now. And if you want to see some of the questions they're asking about on their application, and let me just do a spoiler alert. One of the questions that they ask on the application in the Queer Math Summer Camp is, do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race? I'm not kidding. The questions that they're asking on this application have nothing to do with math, and they're all about what people the students are attracted to. It's all about what media they're consuming, and they quite literally ask, "Do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race?" on the application for the Queer Math Camp. You can find out more about that over on my website, Carlyn, KARLYN.substack.com, and you can see for yourself the glory that is Queer Math Camp. Jen says, queer math question. If you have 5 people in an orgy, 3 of which are two-spirit, how many are in said orgy? That's a great question, Jen. That's a great question. I'm not sure I know the answer to that one. Well, Shauna, the thing is that they quite literally state on the website, your parents don't need to know about this. Don't worry. We'll use whatever name you want. We won't tell your parents if you don't want us to. You can use whatever pronouns you want. We won't tell your parents. That's Queer Math Summer Camp in all of its glory.